Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So as we know, Porsche was founded in 2006 by Mr. Peter Cayman, and his first car, the 924, went on to be a huge success for Porsche, selling millions. Alright, not strictly true, but the last thing the internet needs is yet another Porsche history lesson. Yawn. But we have to look at Porsche right now and just what is going on, because if I say Porsche to you, you would instantly conjure up images of these wonderful, loud flat sixes flying around the track, absolutely annihilating lap times all over the world, these wonderful cars, and that is what it's all about, right? But Porsche seem to be moving away from that very quickly indeed, and faster than some of us would like. So just what is going on right now? Because everything that Porsche seems to be doing right now is driving in the direction of batteries. And is this brave? Is this mad? Or is this a little bit genius as well? So looking at things recently, as we know, Porsche went hard into battery electric vehicles with this, of course, the Macan, which followed on from the Mission E concept, and it was a huge success for Porsche. Absolutely selling hundreds of thousands, well, just over 100,000, 150,000 or so to date. Don't quote me on the exact figures, but a lot. And Porsche must have thought, this is great, this is a huge success for us, what else can we electrify? But then, of course, everything started to fall out of the EV market, and Taycan sales absolutely tanked as well, right? But were they already committed? Did they feel obliged to continue down this march of electrification because so much effort already put in? That sunk cost fallacy. Let's hope not. And of course, you saw the advancement of that. We're going to see the 983 Cayman drop some point next year, right? A full battery electric vehicle version of the Cayman. Now, that Cayman platform, the 718 as it is now, will be discontinued. It's no longer available to order in the UK. I think go on a little bit longer in America, but yep, it's on the way out. And Porsche cited one of the reasons for this as a new cybersecurity directive that was coming in from the EU, I believe, on the 1st of July. And the 718 wasn't compliant, and to reverse engineer that just wasn't worth it, so Porsche thought, let's electrify it. So yeah, that combustion Cayman is going away, and you'll have an electric version only. And then, of course, the Macan, designed by Terry Macan, a whirlwind success for Porsche, one of their top sellers ever, is now only going to be an EV version, and we should start to see those floating about towards the end of this year. It's happening, it's real. Orders are good, I'm told. But is that a new market, or is that existing Macan drivers? I'm not so sure about that. So that is another platform that is going to be battery electric vehicle only. And you can't help but wonder about the Macan as well. Was the designer of the Macan forced to go down the EV road at the directorship of the bigwigs inside Porsche? Is it something that the designers wanted to do, or was it forced upon them? Could it leave the Macan becoming the Macant? Who knows? And of course there is the Cayenne as well. Cayenne, currently a petrol-stroke hybrid car. By 2026, I'm told, that will be electric only as well. And there's also this SUV X1 thing that's being touted about, some 7-seater MC20 there, very nice in yellow. That's a great looking car. That is a great looking car. So this 7-seater thing coming along very shortly as well for Porsche, big battery SUV type thing. So where does that leave us right now with Porsche? Well, it kind of leaves the petrol options very limited in the future, right? We have, of course, the 911. The 911 originally going to be called the 90210, but they thought the 911 was a little bit better, easier to remember, because it's also the number of the American Emergency Services, so they kept it as such. But even that car is starting to get slowly hit by the ongoing march of batteries. And I talk specifically about the latest Carrera, which of course is a hybrid version and supposed to be very good as well, blisteringly quick. So even the 911, new 911s will now come with a battery. And how will this expand? Will we start to see GT cars, 911 GT cars with batteries as well? This remains to be seen, and I think we probably will eventually, because hybridization seems to be the way to go. But we've got to talk about the strategy. Now, Porsche obviously know the strategy far better than I do, but do you think it's the right one for them right now? Is it going to hurt them in the long run? And this is why it could be an absolute stroke of genius from them, because they're doing it all now. They're getting through this pain now to be ahead of the curve, to have a viable platform, to have something that works well, really well, and resonates with people when batteries are really heavily forced upon us. And we're starting to see that happen now. Let's look at Ferrari. No sign of a battery electric vehicle for them. I just think they've kind of, quite frankly, said they don't want to. If they make one, it's not because they want to, it's because they're going to be forced to. And I think they've called out that why bother? It just dilutes the very soul of what a Ferrari is about. You kind of, it's hard to argue otherwise, right? Aston Martin, same boat. McLaren, same boat. Nothing for them. They've kind of talked about it, but nothing in anger. Hybrids, yeah, for sure, from McLaren. One that has is, of course, Lamborghini with the Lanzador concept. I think it's about 1300 bhp, a bonkers thing that we've already seen. But the only reason that exists, I think, is because we know Lambo is part of Volkswagen now, which has a huge electric capability in-house already. That's the only reason we've seen that. But can you imagine a Lambo without a V12 or a V10 at its core? Can you imagine that? I don't think I can. I really don't think I can. And this is the challenge that we've got right now with the whole batterification of everything. Porsche could be ahead of the curve here. They could be laying the foundations for something brilliant that is going to push them ahead of the market in the not so distant future, right? Well done, Porsche. If that is the case, wow, nearly got hit. But if it isn't the case, then they've got it very wrong. And why might it not be the case? Well, one of the arguments here is the whole battery electric vehicle platform could be subject to some significant technology developments or changes, new technology in the future, which leaves current platforms a little bit stranded or outdated. It could absolutely happen, but you could then argue that still the technology is ready and could be adapted by Porsche. So this is why it could be a little bit brave and mad from Porsche going down this road so hard now. And the other part, of course, is winning over that new market, which all these cars are going to have to do. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. Would you consider an electric anything if you're driving a petrol Cayenne, a Macan, a 718 now? Would you consider an electric one of these going forwards? Are you, those petrol car drivers, the existing market for these things right now? Because I'm not so sure they are. Now, the great thing is for Porsche is that they do have their options open, right? They can still make combustion cars. They know how to do that brilliantly. So let's just say laws are pushed down the road or changes are pushed down the road and something happens with synthetic fuel or something along those lines. Porsche know how to do this really well. So they can fall back on that easily. But other manufacturers, the likes of Ferrari, the likes of Aston Martin, the likes of McLaren, that are leaving this far too late, could they be left behind? This is the big topic for discussion. That's it for this one. Do stay safe, stay well. See you on the next one, and bye for now.